The summit also provided a perspective on the Defence Force's expectations from the Make in India campaign.
To me, what can be a bigger expectation than being the most well-equipped armed forces in the world? If the DPP facilitates this, so be it. If it does not, please amend it. The challenges, many. We've already heard throughout the day, whether it is facilitating, whether it is enabling. But to my mind, the most important thing would be that we hold someone accountable, someone answerable. We need to do away with what has been variously termed as the license Raj, Dharna Raj, red tape, bureaucratic hassles. They all self-created. I think we have now come to a time when we need to overcome these, set out on a new path. Make in India, I will call it a clarion call by a PM. But it also takes me back to the 1960s, when there was another clarion call by the then Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He said, ladies and gentlemen, go and build me a jet fighter aircraft. It was early 1960s. The countries who could do this, you could count them on the fingertips of one hand. But we did it. In a matter of 10 years, 12 years, no doubt mentored by a German, but the workforce was still Indian. Compare this with the LCA. How is it that with all this education, all professionalism, all infrastructure, we are still working on an aircraft which has not yet entered squadron service, even though it's been almost 3.5 decades. With that as a small preamble, may I now request General Ahuja to give his views on this issue.
When we say perspective of the services on Make in India and expectations and challenges, well, as far as the perspective is concerned, I think the armed forces are as much a part of this program as anybody else, as any other stakeholder. In fact, the services, to a very, very large extent, have been a part of formulation of this DPP 16, which has been a step towards Make in India. So, our expectations have been factored to a large extent. So, the challenge today is that system has done a lot what it can do, and we have to take on our responsibility, cutting down the process, making realistic QRs, implementing our trials, carrying out my evaluations, and further carrying it on and understanding the perspective of the private sector and of the public sector. So, broadly speaking, these are the challenges that are there. Expectations, quite a few, I've already said, have been included in the DPP, and I think we are quite comfortable that we would be able to take part in the implementation of these to get the results and to make it a reality.
There were many points that the industry had referred to which have been covered in detail in the current DPP. In fact, they have given a lot of importance to the domestic industry. I'll give you an example. They have come out with a new segment called the IDDM, where the indigenously designed and manufactured products are going to be given more preference. In fact, the indigenous content in these would be up to 60%, as against only 30% which was there last year.